A new airline carrier is coming to the Panhandle after the Department of Transportation signed off on both cities' requests. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, U.S. transportation officials have announced their selections for essential air service providers for both Alliance and Chadron, and they've agreed to the recommendations by each respective city government. For Alliance, DOT selected Key Lime Air, doing business as Denver Air Connection, for a 2-year term starting on June 1st through the end of May of 2023. The 12 weekly round trips to Denver would come as subsidies of right around $2.4 million a year. For Chadron, a change from their current carrier, as Southern Airways Express was picked to provide service to the community for flights to Denver over the same term. Southern Airway Express will use a 9-seat King Air 200 for the flights, and did offer the potential for round-trip flights to Lincoln for home Husker football games later in the fall. Well, a 37-year-old Scottsbluff man will be sentenced next month in Morrill County District Court for taking money from a Bridgeport bar in late 2019. Fabronio J.R. Placencio was arrested late last year after the owners of the Riverside Bar and Grill found $4,300 missing from the safe, and surveillance video caught Placencio enter the business after hours. This week at District Court, he pleaded to an amended charge of theft by unlawful taking, with charges of burglary and first-degree criminal trespass dismissed. He'll be sentenced on the latest conviction on May 3rd and is already serving a 1-year jail sentence for a GoFundMe theft conviction out of Scottsbluff County. Well, coming up after the break, another fine spring day here in the Panhandle. Steve Kjos in with your Thursday evening forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
Cover more ground and get more savings on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Gas-powered for a top speed of 40 miles per hour. Best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo. The strength to haul a half-ton and tow a full-ton. All backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months or save up to $1,750.
Your Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gearing.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
And good evening for KNEB.TV weather. I'm Steve Kjos reporting here today. A warmer day today, but there is an approaching trough that'll move across the region by tonight. It'll bring a chance for precipitation and cooler temps for Friday, for tomorrow. Light snowfall possible after midnight, headed into early tomorrow morning. Most areas will only see upwards of an inch of accumulation or less. Maybe some higher amounts in the North Laramie Range in Wyoming, where 3 to 4 inches of accumulation is possible. As we look through the next few hours, we'll be holding in the 60s here early in the evening, with eventual overnight lows that'll drop down into the upper 30s and low 40s across the region. The high yesterday got up to 60. Our temps have been a little bit warmer today. The morning low at 34. Record high of 91 in 1930 for Scottsbluff, and a record low temperature of 7 degrees in 1938. That 7-degree mark was also tied back in 1973 for Scottsbluff. Current temperatures, as you see there, most areas in the 60s, a little cooler weather in areas of Wyoming, but around most areas of the Panhandle, we're seeing temperatures that are holding generally in the 60s at this hour. A warmer day after that high of 60 degrees in Scottsbluff yesterday. It's been a little bit on the windy side again today. We're seeing winds generally 10, 15, up around 20 miles per hour. Some occasional stronger gusts in the mix around the region at this hour. Forecast low temperatures will stay in the low to mid 30s mainly. Kimball, one of the colder forecast lows at 32, and west to Cheyenne may get down to 31 degrees. Scottsbluff's forecast low at about 36 degrees tonight. Tomorrow will be cooler. As we mentioned, there's a front coming in that could bring some light precip, maybe even a little bit of light snowfall to some areas, and chillier temps for Friday with highs in the upper 40s and low 50s around the region. Precipitation forecast won't be great. There'll be some areas where there may be some areas of light rain, maybe some light snow. As mentioned, along the North Laramie Range. As far as snowfall is concerned, there could be maybe 3 to 4 inch amounts across that region by tonight and into tomorrow. Forecast low for tonight, 10% chance for precip. The winds will gradually diminish by later in the evening. Overnight lows will drop down to about 37 degrees. And we'll have highs tomorrow that'll reach up to about 52 in Scottsbluff. And looking a little further ahead, 50s for tomorrow, and then by Saturday, we're going to have a sunny day and highs that could reach into the low 70s. By Sunday, it'll turn quite windy again, and those temps will drop back down low 50s. And will stay generally in the 50s, even some mid to upper 40 degree highs forecast for early in the first part of next week. So it looks like Saturday will be one of the days where our temperature is the warmest at around 70 degrees. There is a red flag warning that's also in effect here till early evening today for southern areas of the Nebraska Panhandle. Low relative humidities and winds that have been gusting today, creating that fire danger in those areas. Have a great evening. That's an update on KNEB.TV weather for now. And for KNEB.TV meteorologist Bill Boyer, I'm Steve Kjos.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with the new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Bundle and save with Allstate. In Gearing, call Allstate agent Michael Engelhop for a quote today at 308-436-2123.
Welcome back. With our federal government now under essentially a one-party rule, conventional wisdom has been that the Democrats would be able to impose their agenda on the nation with little or no pushback. When asked about Democrat efforts to pass additional legislation through a process called reconciliation, Nebraska U.S. Senator Deb Fischer told KNB News she is appealing to the common sense of fellow lawmakers on both sides to help return the order of law.
I am saddened, I'm horrified, I'm worried, I'm concerned. As I said, it's a bleak place. And I hope that some of my Democrat colleagues would say, no, enough. We need to reach out and work with each other. That's how we're going to bring this country back together.
Yeah. Fisher noted we are big and diverse as a country, and as a lawmaker, she needs to understand all points of view and to work to accommodate all points of view. Well, local governments that want to get a boost in property tax revenue would have to send postcards to notify all of their taxpayers and hold a standalone public hearing where residents could voice their opinion under a bill backed by Nebraska lawmakers. The bill would apply to cities, counties, school districts, and community colleges that want to collect more tax revenue than they did in the previous year. Senator Luann Linehan told colleagues there continues to be a lack of transparency by such entities, despite laws passed by the legislature in the past.
I would ask any of you to find a statement by a property taxing authority where they came out and said, we raised taxes at the meeting today. What they used to say before 103 was we didn't raise the levy. Now they say the levy stayed the same.
LB 644 comes as the legislature attempts to clamp down on rising property taxes, with many state lawmakers saying they hear complaints from their constituents constantly about local tax bills. Lawmakers gave the measure first-round approval on Wednesday with a 36-1 vote. And Governor Pete Ricketts is objecting to an effort to designate parts of south central and southwestern Nebraska as a federally recognized national heritage area to try to boost tourism. Ricketts said he was concerned that the designation requires approvals from Congress and the National Park Service. He says the designations come with unquantifiable and unknowable risks, and that requirement to maintain the designation could change without input from states. Ricketts says the effort was led by the Willa Cather Foundation as a way to promote tourism and local development. He said state and local officials should maintain control as they look for ways to promote Nebraska's heritage and tourism. Well, coming up after the break, Chris Cottrell catches up with WNCC's Chad Gibney. He'll have more at the sports desk right after this.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
Many people count on space heaters and electric blankets to help stay warm in the winter. Here are a few safety tips. Space heaters need space all around them. Only buy space heaters that are tested and labeled by a national recognized facility. Before using a space heater or electric blanket, inspect the cord for cracks or warm spots. Finally, turn off electric blankets when not in use. Space heaters and electric blankets can provide needed comfort or can be deadly if not used with care. So use caution this winter season. This message is brought to you by Roosevelt Public Power District, your touchstone energy partner, the power of human connections.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Well, the basketball postseason arriving in full force today for the WNCC women. The Lady Cougars are on the road for the Region 9 tournament over the next few days, they hope, in La Junta, Colorado. They're on the hunt for a regional championship, and that would mean a trip to the national tournament. It's been a trying season for the team as they had to deal with a COVID shutdown that lasted over 3 weeks back in late February, lasting into mid-March. Chad Gibney, the head coach, just glad they're able to get to the other side of this thing, feeling pretty good and in good spirits.
It was really tough, and not only does it affect you physically with not being able to practice and obviously being constrained to your room, but then just the mental toll that it takes as well. When you're fully engaged in trying to trying to win a championship, and then it's taken from you there for that short amount of time. But we're starting to bounce back. I know we're excited for this upcoming weekend.
Coming out of the layoff, they lost back-to-back games to Otero and McCook, but they were able to close the regular season with a pair of wins, and the head man thinks they're about back to where they need to be.
I think we're getting close, and we're going to have to be the best version of ourselves if we want to, achieve the goals that we want to achieve. And so, when it comes down to it, we're going to need a lot of toughness, mental and physical, this weekend, and we're going to have to play really good basketball.
WNCC opening this afternoon against Laramie County Community College in the quarterfinals, a team they've beaten twice already this season. Those wins by 42 and 26 points.
Yeah, Laramie County is a tough team, and so we've played them, a couple times already, and so we've got a good idea of what to expect. But they've got good post play, they've got some good outside shooting, which when you have teams that can score inside and out, they're usually a tough cover.
The Cougars got the 2 seed out of the South with Otero the 1, and they're hosting this weekend. Casper would be looming for a huge game tomorrow in the semifinals. Gibney expecting a real solid tournament, quality basketball all the way around.
It's going to be a really good tournament. I think we have a chance to go down there and win the whole thing if we play really well. But there's some good teams down there. Otero's hosting the tournament, and they've beaten us once, and then Casper's undefeated and ranked in the top 5 in the country. So those two teams are really good, and then the other teams aren't no slouches either. So they've got a chance to come in and certainly make some noise as well.
And we'll have coverage with Chuck Schwartz. He's on the road. He'll be there throughout the Cougars' stay this weekend. You can catch the radio broadcasts on KOZY 101.3. So women's basketball on the road, but there are some home events this weekend for WNCC as well. Both soccer teams home for matches tomorrow and Saturday, and the baseball team hosting McCook. Doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday at Cleveland Field. That'll do it for today. The latest from right here at the FNBO TV Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. We'll be back with more right after this on KNEB.TV.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
We do 2 pictures just like we've done in the past, one straight down and one from the side, but it's better in the fact that they're going to get called back less, there's greater accuracy, and it's a lot easier to find it in dense breasts. A woman should start getting their mammos at age 40 every year, and 1 in 8 people get breast cancer, so it's the best way to find it is early detection.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
And finally tonight, the Scottsbluff City Council has approved spending $25,000 from the council's discretionary fund to pay for a portion of the engineering study plans to finalize development of the 18th Street downtown plaza. The money will go to the Business Improvement District, and with an additional $15,000 in state funds, would pay for plans which would include such amenities such as a stage, fire pits, climbing rocks, and more. Deputy Public Works Director Jordan Diedrich told the council the plans would also help the Business Improvement District seek out grants that could greatly reduce the final project cost for the city.
The best case scenario is we get the plans done and Business Improvement District and fundraising goes really well, and we get $250 from the CCCFF and we get $250 from fundraising, and the city doesn't have to do anything else.
Yeah,
that would be best case scenario.
What's the worst case scenario?
Yeah, worst case scenario is the city would have $250,000, up to $500 without the grant.
The city recently received a grant from the State Civic and Community Center Financing Fund to assist with the costs of the 23 Club renovation project. Now, once upgrades are completed, officials say the city could see a boost in rental fees for events such as wedding receptions and other activities. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. I'll see you here next time.